Dr. Anthony Fauci was facing questions from members of the House subcommittee on the coronavirus pandemic.
And of course, as you just saw, fiery Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene not only refused to call Dr. Fauci by his title, doctor, but she then said he should be thrown in jail. Let's bring in someone who had a front row seat for the hearing, the CEO of Open the Books, Adam Andrzejewski. Adam, great to have you with us here. What was the hearing like? Again, you literally had a front row seat. Anything you observed that stood out to you? Did Dr. Fauci seem uncomfortable? Read the room for us.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci, he seemed nervous. Look, the tension was evident within the room today. I think it showed just how far Dr. Fauci has fallen. In the summer of 2000, he said he was the science. And today he just had to admit there was no science behind mandatory masking. There was no science behind the social distancing of 6 foot. He said the vaccines, they didn't prevent the infection of COVID-19. It was just a matter of degree that when you got sick, he said that they actually made your condition just a little bit better. So science had a bad day today.
Now, I want to talk a little bit more about these royalties that were paid to Dr. Fauci's agency. He got pressed on questions about this. Were they really almost $700 million? And Dr. Fauci had said he hasn't got anything in terms of royalties from the coronavirus pandemic. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so this was a great moment for our team at OpenTheBooks.com. We broke a big story yesterday at the New York Post, in the paper today, that just in the past 2 years, Fauci's Institute got an incredible nearly $700 million of payout on third-party royalties from the pharmaceutical industry, enriching his agency and 260 of his scientists. Now, what we've never said is Dr. Fauci participated in that. What we have said, he orchestrated it. He created the entire third-party royalty system over at his institute that right before he retired on the pandemic, it was enriched, his scientists and the agency itself.
Wow. It's amazing now looking back at this. We're all happy it's over, but when you go back in time and then realize that many people were hanging on Dr. Fauci's every word because people were terrified. It's sad to see what is being uncovered by you and your team. Also want to ask you if you've heard anything about this. There have been a lot of reports that potentially helpful therapeutics that were offered as treatments for people who did have COVID were completely ignored because they came from smaller biotechs that Dr. Fauci and others were not connected to. Have you done any research on that?
Yes, so with $700 million just over the course of the last 2 years flowing into Fauci's Institute, every single decision that Dr. Fauci made on the pandemic has to be questioned. We're following the money. Even Chinese state-owned pharmaceuticals licensed NIH technologies for their own COVID-19 vaccinations. Yeah. There's more to this story yet to be told.
They always say, follow the money, it doesn't lie. Adam Andrzejewski, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.